Hey, look at what we made. Look at where we going. Hey, everybody wanna see me stop. Breaking down walls, no sheetrock. Hot boy steaming off top like teapots. Hey, yeah, y'all want smoke, then get hit with a detox. Coast to coast, been a pro, shoot knee locks. Y'all don't rap, the bars weak, those cheap shots. Fuck it, I came through blazing. Call me Kanye, West Craven. Been a villain, I don't need no praising. No cape, I don't do no saving. Hey, shit, look what you made them. Took everything, look what you gave them.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Internet Uncapped. This is a long episode today, not a mini-sode today, but thank you for showing up today. Thank you for listening, tuning in, whatever the case may be on YouTube and the great beyond. I am Mitchy Poppy. I'm joined here with Evan. Evan, what episode is it, baby?
We are at episode, I believe, 13 or 14, one of those.
It's your job.
I
Anyway,
have really bad counting comprehension, but we'll get there, folks. I will get the right number at some point in the show.
Yep. So this literally occurred while I was at work. I believe you had called me this time, and you had told me, "Oh my God, this happened," and I was like, "What happened?" And I checked it out, and I went, "Oh shit, that happened!" And it was a big thing. Now, what are we talking about exactly? Creator Clash 3 has officially been canceled. The tweet is out there. I'm gonna go ahead and get this photo up here. If I can go ahead, boom. Share our screen here.
There it is. Yep, Creator Clash. I can read this, Mitchell, if you want me to. But what it says basically is we've made the difficult decision to cancel Creator Clash. All existing PPV ticket holders will receive automatic refunds. No action is required. While the event won't go ahead as planned, all refunds raised so far will still be donated to charity, and our fundraising efforts will continue in the months ahead. Thank you to all the fighters for their hard work and dedication, and to everyone who supported us over the years. We appreciate you. Thank you, the Creator Clash team.
All right. Now, Creator Clash, they put out that tweet, and for a while now, everything's been teeter-tottering, and it's been a absolute complete disaster. The first event, we talked about this. The very first event, they raised a lot of money. It was over $1 million. If I remember correctly, I think it was 1.3 million, in that range. And it was a big success. And at the time for iDubbbz, it was a huge win because he had just had this situation where Sam Hyde made him look like a bitch. His wife made the OnlyFans. The whole internet was calling him a cuck, a simp, all those things. And he did this great thing, and everyone went, okay, this is too great to deny him. He did a great thing. But with that being said, that wasn't because, it was just Ian and Anisa that did this. No, they partnered with Real Good Touring, which is a promotion company. And that's who they worked with. And they're from Game Grumps. I forgot who exactly in Game Grumps. And
Dan David. Dan, I think is how you say his last name. It's
something
weird.
Like that. You got it. And they were in a smaller venue. It was the Yingling Center in Tampa, Florida. They would later go to the Amelia Arena in Tampa, but they went to a bigger arena because they thought it was gonna be better. But for the first event, no one was really sure what it's like. And this happens a lot of times with anything. Like you look at TV shows, pilot episode, you're going to get a lot of freaking views because people are like, I want to try this. I'm interested. Let's see how this goes. And then there's always a big drop off because people watch it and they go, I'm not really into it. Or, that show's not for me. Or, oh, I only watch dramas. I don't like comedies. And that's fine. People like what they like. Anisa and iDubbbz thought after the first event, well, if we do it bigger and spend more money, we should make more money, right? Huh? DSP, huh? And it doesn't work that way.
Right.
And they moved to a bigger venue, again, the Amelie Arena in Tampa, Florida. And oh boy, did they mess up with that one. And then with Creator Clash 2, they ended up losing $250,000. But I think before we dive more into that, what is Creator Clash and what is it all about? I think we should dive into it. So again, it was created by Anisa and iDubbbz with the help from the guys at Game Grumps with their company Real Good Touring. They held their first event May 14th, 2022. That was the very first event that they ever held. Again, Creator Clash won. They raised a lot of money, did a really good job. And what it is, or that event in particular, it was a charity boxing event.
Yeah.
Everything that they made went to charity. They paid the fighters, but all the net benefit went to charity. Now, Creator Clash 2 happened. When Creator Clash 2 happened, Anisa stepped in and she took more of a bigger role. And this is where things kind of take a tumble for the worse. Anisa is very opportunistic. And what I mean by that is she is very much, Evan, you did a very great job. You did all these things, but it's because of me. That's Anisa. She will constantly, if it's terrible, well, Evan, what were you thinking? I can't believe you did that. But if you have a lot of success, yeah, me and Evan did a really good job. He really did the tiny thing. I was the big part of that. That's what she does with everything. She
right.
About iDubbbz. What's the most famous content iDubbbz has ever done? It was Content Cop. And she talks about how she helped him with all of the Content Cop and all the most famous viral moments. She was a part of that. Anisa, no the fuck you weren't. You got to be the biggest dope on the planet to believe that. She's not funny. She's not clever. And she's very similar to Cyrax in this degree, where she will just make up. She's this, she's that. She's all these different things. Cyrax. What do we know about Cyrax? And I hate to bring Cyrax into this, but it's important. What is Cyrax? Well, he's a DJ, Evan. He's made his own genre of music. He's a fucking rock star. He's a esports racer. He's an artist. He's not an elderly abuser, so shut up, bitch. And he's a troll slayer. He's the best guy. I forgot the name of the rollerblading game, but he plays a rollerblading game and he has the world record. No, he doesn't. No. And he's all these things. And that's Anisa. She is that delusional because she had success once. She's everything. I have a TikTok. One video of DSP beat it. I got over 10,000 on it. You don't see me saying that I'm viral. Yeah.
Oh.
Again. Oh, there we go. Anisa, very opportunistic. I hate it. I think she's bad for business. I think she's a very terrible person, and I think she's very toxic. I'm just not a big fan of hers. I've never been. There's always been something about her and just her personality and how she interacts with people, how she treats people, that is just completely beyond me. I think she's just awful. She reminds me of like a couple people that I know in real life that I don't associate with because of their mentality and the way that they act. I think that she's just absolutely bad for business. Besides Creator Clash, do you know Anisa from anything else, Evan?
Honestly, I don't, and that's literally
because she sucks.
Yeah, because she sucks, but more importantly, well, I mean, I know who iDubbbz is. I never
Yep.
watched him that much. I never was a huge fan. I never got into him. And I knew like he's had his all sorts of stuff. He has a whole can of worms about him. But then when I found out, oh, he has a girlfriend. Okay, that's interesting. Her name's Anisa. Oh, sure. But I didn't know
Yeah.
anything jack squat. Then I find out about Creator Clash and all this stuff going on with Ethan Klein and her and iDubbbz. And I'm like, oh, this is like a whole other fucking thing that I had no clue about whatsoever. So it's just like she's so irrelevant that she's trying to make herself relevant. That's how irrelevant she is.
Yeah. She'll claim like, oh, I was doing great when I was streaming League of Legends as a booby streamer. Like, sick, dude. No one gives a flying fuck.
Most people don't even know who you are.
Yeah, like she's literally labeled as iDubbbz's girlfriend.
Yeah, like she doesn't. She's literally leeching off his success. Really,
100%, 100%, and I think that she craves this is something that I think is absolutely dangerous. I think she craves attention so much that she wants it from anywhere. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be from iDubbbz. It can be from a plethora of people. She craves attention so bad, and you can tell by the way that she tweets, the way she posts provocative pics. I'm not trying to sound sexist. Okay, you can post whatever you want. You can be provocative. You can do all those things. But for me, this is my personal belief. I think if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be wanting to post stuff to get like looks or views from other men or women. Like that's just my personal belief. That's what I would feel comfortable with. If I was in a relationship, I wouldn't want my significant other posting, nudes or bikini, like the not bikini, but like lingerie photos. I would just feel really uncomfortable with that. And maybe that's because I'm a bitch. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. I couldn't tell you. I just don't feel comfortable with that type of content. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that type of content. I think that when you're in a relationship, you stay committed to one person. That's always been my belief. I don't think that you should go ahead and be in a relationship and be like, well, let me go flirt with 20 different fucking people. I just find that to be very disrespectful, and you're spitting in the face of your partner.
Right.
But that's just my opinion on it. But I think what's really important is we should get iDubbbz's opinion. So here's one of the few timestamps I got here.
Planet. The internet is a forever archive, so there's no I regret delete all button. That's not quite there.
I don't know why this shitty point is being made. It's sort of like from 2003. By the way, the internet, it's a forever archive. Didn't know if you knew. But when you upload something, it might stick around. This isn't done impulsively. Like, what do you think? Someone's just going to make an OnlyFans just on a whim? Didn't give it any thought. Just thought maybe I'll sell my pussy online and see how it goes.
And then future jobs, they might be a little bit harder to come by.
I think this is one of the most important opinions to highlight because it really demonstrates
I want to point out, notice how he's like touching this. He's like, I can't believe I got to defend my wife in this right now. Fuck. We're going into some
steam coming out of his collar.
We're going into some deep waters.
And he's red as hell. For audio listeners, he is very, very red. Like he is sweating as he's saying all of this.
Yeah, and he's also wearing a beanie. Good choice.
And a red beanie.
Of real world experience when you're saying that future jobs are going to be harder to come by because of an OnlyFans account. Like if you think this affects your standing or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken. And I will also say, if you want to morally grandstand, one of the shittiest things that I think you can do morally is judging someone about what they did previously and not hiring them even though they're qualified for the job. This is
dumbest take ever. Dumbest take ever. So that's iDubbbz. He thinks that if you're, just because you do sex work, it's fine. And there's people that have that belief. Okay, I 100% disagree with this whole thing of you should just hire them even if they're a sex worker. Who cares? The only thing that matters is if they can do the job right. What the fuck? No, 110% wrong. No. Oh, there's my daughter's English teacher. Oh, did you subscribe to her OnlyFans? Yeah, she shoved 3 dildos up her ass. Like, what are we talking about right now? This is like, are you shitting me right now? Yeah, did you subscribe to the history teacher's OnlyFans? Yeah, dude, she went full spread eagle the other day. Like, what are we like? Oh man, just like for fuck's sake, iDubbbz, get your head out of your ass.
I want to highlight a counterpoint. Not necessarily disagreeing with what you're saying. I actually do agree completely, but just to play a little devil's advocate here, because people need money. People need a job. And sometimes people do sex work. But there's a difference between, having that sex work, and that is a part of your footprint. It's going to be a part of your footprint whether you like it or not. And actually keeping it while you're doing a serious job. I mean, in my opinion, you got to do one or the other. You can't do both. Just kind of like what you were saying.
I agree and disagree. I think you can live your life without doing sex work. There's
but it depends on the lifestyle. You have to, like I said, everybody's got to get money somehow.
This is what I'm gonna say. You live to your means.
Yeah.
Do you think if I had the chance, do you think I'd drive a Mustang to work? Fuck yeah, I'd drive a Mustang. Not the newer ones. I'd drive a 1969 Boss Mustang to work. Can I afford it? No, because I live within my fucking means. This hat I got for $8 on clearance because I went, ooh, it's green hats. Pretty nice. It's $8. It's in my budget. I want to get the new NCAA game. NCAA football. Did I buy it? No. Why? I live within my means. It's called being an adult. Got to deal with it. Next week, the game, ready or not, it comes out. I might not get it the day it comes out, but I might get it 2 days later because I get paid on Thursday. I live within my means. It's called being an adult. You gotta be financially responsible. You have to know how to manage your money, and you can't be stupid with your money. You can't be Cyrax going, all right, listen here, Fitz. I'm gonna buy everything, Fitz. No, you live within your means. That's why I completely disagree with that point. And I think Anisa, again, she wants to live. She doesn't care about the money. To a certain extent, I think the money is important, but I think the how can I put it? I think the admiration. I think that's what she wants. She wants for me and you to be like, oh man, I wish our girlfriends would look hot like Anisa. Said no one ever. That's what she's looking for. She's looking for that type of admiration. She wants attention. She wants to be the it girl. But she's the what's that? It's it.
Right, and in her, she's a very specific case. So don't get me wrong. This is by no means a defense of her at all.
Yeah,
I'm saying, generally speaking, I think that consenting adults should be allowed to do whatever they have to do, whatever they feel like they need to do in life.
Yeah,
but it's a matter of picking and choosing.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Just know it has consequences.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I mean.
Okay,
so that's really my overall point. But I think we got there. We figured it out. But Anisa, it's all bullshit and excuses.
Yeah, she acts on a whim. Like when iDubbbz said in that very beginning, like, you think we just did this on? Yes, I think she did do it on a whim. I don't think she sat there and truly thought about it. I think she is very much impulsive. I don't think she is anyone that ever thinks about anything. I think that she wants to make everything about her. She wants to make everything about how important she is, about her struggles, the thing that she's done. And at the end of the day, I just think she's a dumbass. Yeah. So that's where
it's the Anisa show at the end of the day. That's how these people operate. It's their show and nobody else's.
And you know, with the first like couple of creator clashes, they tried to make a point that they wanted to really go ahead and support the fighters. And I have a clip here of Anisa saying just that. Let's go ahead and share the screen again. This is her saying how she views boxers and how she doesn't want to have something in the sense that she doesn't want boxers to be taken advantage of, which we will learn about in a little bit.
Yeah.
To be honest, I see it. It's very similar to like the porn industry for women. the way that fighters are treated.
It's interesting.
It's very exploitive. They get them young, and they don't tell them all the consequences, and they don't pay them properly, and they don't represent them properly.
That's really interesting comparison.
Yeah, and there's no...
It's a very exploitive bit. Now, I know she means the big industries. I get what she's saying there.
Yeah.
But Anisa, then why would you go ahead and tell people to go ahead and to, to support that type of industry? I just, I don't know, just weird concept to me. To me. And there's just a bunch of more of these like hypocrisies. And going forward now, we kind of showed you what Anisa is. She's someone that just talks, she yaps, and just says anything and everything that she wants to just say because, well, she's an idiot. I have another clip here. I just got to go ahead and pull it up here. I forgot to put it into the show notes. Shame on me. But she, at one point, she worked at Dairy Queen. That is it. Okay. She just worked at Dairy Queen. And this is her reaction to working at Dairy Queen and trying to explain to people what it is to be an adult.
Let alone dairy YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job, let alone put on a whole event, okay? You have no clue. You fuckers that are looking at this right now, I know that you would fucking cry if I said something to you in real life.
No, I wouldn't. I'd laugh.
How do I know? Because I've done it to one of you fuckers in real life, and you have cried. Ian keeps me... This is the truth, okay? Ian keeps me on a leash, okay? And I'm okay with that, because I need to be on a leash. I need to be on a leash. A tight leash, to be honest. Because I am unhinged. I feel like more people hate me than Onision.
Okay,
Maybe
pause.
It's because
Pause.
Yeah.
I saw this part, and I'm not going to get into Onision whatsoever. But there may be a point we might cover him, but let's just say he is seriously one of the most problematic people on the entire internet. There is a whole can of whoop-ass worms when it comes to Onision. Anisa, you are not at even the higher echelon of that level of garbage. So please sit down and don't talk big words you don't understand.
Yep. And this is another thing I posted on my TikTok here. Someone posted, this is a rando, Elendor90. Evan, actually, can you do me a favor, please? I just thought about this. Can you open up another tab and can you see how many followers this guy here, Elendor90, has? Please.
Okay.
And thank you.
E-L-E-N.
Yep. Take your time. Elendor90. But I'll read what Anisa, or what the tweet is. So Anisa responds to a tweet where someone says, Noah Samson looks like Anisa with a mustache disguise. Change my mind. And he 100% does. Like, this is so... This is so eerie. I love it.
I don't know whether they changed their... I don't know whether they changed their profile pic.
So how many followers or whatever do they have?
They have about 61, I think.
No.
What? No. But Mitchell, if you unshare your screen, I have to show you this because.
Okay. I'll unshare my screen. Stop sharing.
I don't think you know what their profile looks like right now. It's actually really funny.
Oh God.
So just
share.
All right, here we go. I'll show you right now.
Yes.
You see?
No way! No way!
I'll type this up. It's Hassan's head and his giant ass body with a
That's my background.
Head.
Yes. Okay, so I found this. I saw this with It's a Gundam.
Yeah.
That's.
I'll stop sharing right now. But
bro.
Yeah.
Yes, Evan. That's literally my background. It's so lit. I saw that on It's a Gundam, and I searched it up, dude, and I was like, I need that fucking photo.
That's great.
That's hilarious. But 61, she's going after randoms because she is so in her feelings. Again,
yes.
Noah Sampson looks like Anisa with a mustache. This guy's changed my mind. Is this why bi women are in my DMs? Anisa, shut the fuck up. Ethan was up memeing on Anisa, and what he did was he took one of her freaking tweets, and it says, "It's okay to find me attractive and still hate me. I know it's confusing for some of you. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone." And that's the photo Anisa posted, and then Ethan took the same text, put a photo of himself, and then she tweets out, "Ethan's actually starting to really creep me out at this point. Anisa, shut the fuck up. No one cares." And then he puts, "Oh yeah, my favorite drugs. Literally, fuck you. You know me in real life." And this was her making fun of his Tourette's, and this was messed up. That was, and she tried to make it seem like, no, that's not what I meant. Yeah, you did. We all saw through your lies, Anisa. Stop it. So then, what did she reply? "No way. He's on the full alt-right incel pipeline. He has 2 kids and he's married. He's not incel, moron." Bahaha. Who puts bahaha? Who does that? That alone should get you locked up.
Yeah, exactly.
He thinks I'm the evil witch. It's your manic, desperate behavior that makes you think you're on. That makes me think you're on drugs. You can't even finish a sentence half the time. Your tics have nothing to do with it. Post this on Twitter. Now, she goes ahead. She says, "Oh, he thinks I'm the evil witch because Ethan had said that she was the one that had to do with that content cop." Here's her denying it. But we got proof, and we got people that are vouching that, yep, she was behind it. And we'll get to that soon.
But it's just the desperation is off the fucking charts.
Yeah.
And it's on full display, even in that one clip that we just and there's more, and I have more we got to share. We'll get to it in time, but there's much more to this amount of desperation than just that one clip.
Yep. And again, it's absolutely insane. Again, with everything that has happened so far with this thing with Anisa and in the event and iDubbbz, it shame on them. And one of the biggest things that I want to say is, since the cancellation, the only thing Anisa did was tweet out, "Oh, you can donate here." iDubbbz hasn't said shit, and they need to step up and say something. And at the time that we're recording, they haven't said anything.
Right.
So if they say anything, we'll give them credit where credit is due. Haven't said shit. Have not said shit. Now, during that first creator clash, there was some controversies. Sam Hyde. Good old Sam Hyde. Now, what's the relationship between them? Well, they had a run-in years ago, and let me go ahead and get to the right spot. And they had a run-in years ago, and I still think, this is my belief, I think iDubbbz wanted to show up and make Sam Hyde look bad. That's my personal belief, and I'm going to play this audio clip here and show you why. And again, this is from something that happened years ago. They'll explain it.
Do you remember our first interaction?
No.
You don't?
No. I have very bad memory, though.
Yeah.
Was it bad?
What do you think?
Did I snub you or slight you or something?
What
did I do?
Your memory's that bad?
Yes.
You don't remember?
I do not remember.
Okay. Do you remember...
What was it?
You remember making a pony game?
Yes.
There were some creators at the time who made videos about this fake pony project.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you one of them?
I was one of them.
What did I do?
Do you have any guesses?
Did I say fuck you or something?
No, you copyright claimed the video.
Really?
Yes. And then you sent me an email.
I mean, I don't do most copyright claims. What was the email?
The email was, "I will release the copyright claim on your video if you can send me a video of yourself squatting 200 pounds below parallel.
Why didn't you do that? You'd be so much stronger now.
Okay, first of all, Sam Hyde looks like Rastafari and Waldo.
I respect him for that. But that was one of the first questions that Ian asked him during that documentary. And people to this day think that question was deliberate, because at the time he was being called a cuck online, the whole Anisa thing. And I agree with that sentiment, that I think Ian did that to make Sam look stupid. He tried to make Mr. Hyde look like a dumbass. And what did this all culminate in? Well, in the first creator clash, it led to a lot of, well, before that, it led to some BS, but even after that, it led to more BS. Now, I have another video here where we got Anisa and Ian going ahead and talking about their boxing event. Let's pull this up.
We've got quite a few people that they were my dream picks.
Okay, and this is Anisa talking. She's trying to express everything. Sam Hyde asked a very simple question. He's not disrespectful.
Who's your dream pick?
Well, none of your business, Sam.
What the kind of fucking response? None of your business, Sam. He just asked a simple question. Play it one more time.
Picks.
Who's your dream pick?
Well, none of your business.
Who was your dream pick? None of your business, Sam. Okay, like, he can't ask a simple fucking question, Anisa. Slow your... Like, god damn.
Sam?
If they decide to cancel, me and Sam will definitely do it.
Cool.
And then Anisa starts talking.
That's great.
That's
he
insane.
puts the laughing emoji.
Is there something that you did to help you eat? Like,
what was that?
I have to put the explicit rating on this episode after you just said that.
You're welcome.
What did you do to put on the pounds?
I don't know, just weightlifting with Anisa and eating a lot.
I have a kinesiology.
This is one of those moments where she Cyrax moment. She's everything.
Background, nutrition background. So I just,
notice Sam Hyde.
I'm able to kind of like.
She was guiding me the whole time. Yeah. Tell me what to eat, when to eat.
Did you guys have your comment? For context for the audio listeners, this happened on Twitter Spaces. Now, I will not divulge too many details. I have been on those Twitter Spaces, and they can be very fun. But let me tell you, they are some of the most unfiltered experiences you will ever have. And that's why I love it. So you can do... So what'll happen, again, for the audio listeners, you're in a box. You have your little Twitter icon, and then it says either speaker, listener, muted, whatever. And then you can also put little emojis for reactions. And that can be very fun, especially if you want to shit on someone. So you can just do thumbs down multiple times. But if you're just laughing at somebody, obviously you can do the crying eyes emoji. Yep. I love Twitter Spaces. It's a great place, but certainly it's an even better place to shit on people.
Yeah. So, I mean, from what we've shown so far, I mean, Anisa and iDubbbz, they're both unhinged. They say a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of BS, and they seem to just go with what is the best narrative at the time.
Yes. So
that's what we've shown so far. And we've shown how they just want to make everything about them. And during all these different events, per se, they haven't really pushed too much about Creator Clash.
Yeah.
Like that interview with Keemstar, that was during the first one. So they did promote in that way. And the other interview too was also with Ethan and Helo on H3, but that was for the first Creator Clash. They didn't do any of that for the second one. And they're sitting there going, huh? We didn't make any money. Huh? Snort? We didn't make any money?
No money.
Crazy.
What?
Yeah, do what? And we'll talk about the gala in a little bit. But this is just the icing on the cake for Creator Clash 1. Again, that was successful. That was great. They did a wonderful job with Creator Clash 1. But that was because they had support. And again, I wanted to, the point of showing those other clips is one, to kind of rag on Anisa and iDubbbz a little bit, but it's also to show just how unhinged they are. And it shows why the second and the third one, without the backing of the real world touring company behind them to help help manage this event to help things progressing forward, it shows you why it failed, especially with Anisa. I mean, Sam, who was your prize? None of your business, Sam. What was that for? This is like reacting crazy. And then she, iDubbbz, you think we just went ahead and just made this OnlyFans willy-nilly? Well, yeah, because she got a boob job, and then under a year later, she got the boobs removed. Yeah, I think it was just a quick, like, I'm just going to do this. But I don't know. And they want to point the finger, and finger pointing is something I hate. They point the finger constantly. They're pointing it at Sam Hyde. They're pointing it at Froggy Fresh for Creator Clash 2. But for Creator Clash 1, Sam Hyde bought tickets for a charity event. And what happens? Well, he got kicked out, and here's his side of the story. Oh, boom.
I mean, I did, even watching him, even after being banned, like deep down, I want him to be uncucked. I want him to get the tattoos lasered off, get a normal haircut, get rid of Yoko Ono. That's poisonous. That relationship is poisonous. She's like his entertainment handler. Like she's she's his fucking career manager now or something. She's got to go, man. She's gonna ruin his life. I guarantee it. Mark my words. Mark my words. That woman is gonna ruin his life. I even texted him
at the time that came out. No one paid attention to what Sam Hyde was saying because they thought, oh, it's just Sam Hyde. You know, is this kind of a goof? Is this kind of a gaffe? No, he was onto something at that time. He was onto something. But I think what happened is because of how successful the first event was, it kind of muddied that.
Yeah.
So now we move forward and we get to Creator Clash 2. And this is where all hell broke loose. So right now, Anisa and iDubbbz, you know, Anisa more so than iDubbbz, Anisa is viewed as kind of like this wild card. You don't know what she's going to do. You don't know what she's going to say. Ian's going to back her up because that's his woman, and people go, oh, you're a simp, you're a cuck, you're this, you're that, whatever. But when he does something great like Creator Clash 1, they're going to go, all right, we'll give it to you. That was a great event. Well, their reputation went out the window with this one. And their reputation died and got buried with the third one. So with the second one, what happened was, excuse me, Froggy Fresh. Now, Froggy Fresh, he used to go by Krispy Kreme. He's a singer. He made a bunch of songs. He's a white guy, and he made a song called Give a Black Man a Break.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know the song.
I know the song.
And then he also has another song. He's like, because your boyfriend's a bitch. He ain't shit. He can suck on my dick. And he just does mostly comedy songs. He's funny, though. I listen to his songs. I think he does a great job. And I remember seeing him on Tosh.0 years ago. I think we might have been freshmen or in 8th grade when he was on Tosh.0, which is crazy. Wow. Which is crazy to think so long ago. Yeah. But again, he was part of Creator Clash 2. And again, this is the beginning of the end for Ian and Anisa's reputation and Creator Clash's reputation as a whole. So I got some clips here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Actually, I got to do one thing. I got to pull my notes onto this screen so then I can go ahead and get all the timestamps. There we go. And come on. Perfect. All right. And we got to share. There we go. All right. So this is the first timestamp right here. We're going to let it play.
The Creator Clash card. The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And, you know, for anyone who's been following the story, that's, you know, fairly obvious. Froggy has explained, you know, his side of the story multiple times. And unfortunately, he's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anisa's mom. And that's extremely deceptive because he knows why he was kicked from the card. The one indication I gave him was Sam Hyde, and I wasn't unclear about that. Anyone who's mentioning the fact that Harley trained with Sam Hyde for the year previous, that was before Sam was saying this about my wife.
I don't think so, Anisa. Bitch. Ho. Fucking Anisa. What an ugly piece of shit. But look how beat she is. Oh, nice jack-o'-lantern teeth.
That's like
I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's 32. Her teeth look like a pumpkin head. Like it's the Anisa Joma hole stretcher. I'm sending this to Anisa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity.
Yeah.
Everybody hates him and his wife's a slut.
So yeah, now that
So I'll say this. I understand, the notion of you don't want that in your event. It's your event. You can do whatever you want. I respect that. What I don't respect is the fact that you're telling him, he can't hang out with. Okay, how can I put this? Okay, I can understand if he was like, I want to bring Sam Hyde to the event. I would say he can't. He's not welcome to the event for X, Y, and Z. Now, where this kind of takes a turn is to Ian's credit also, he did send DMs to Froggy Fresh saying, don't do this. Please don't do this. I'd rather you didn't. And he expressed that he'd rather him not post content with Froggy Fresh and all this other stuff. So Ian was up front, giving credit where credit is due. I couldn't find the DMs. I tried searching for them. I couldn't find them. But I have seen them in the past. I can confirm that they are real. So I think Ian does have a right to say, I'd rather you not work with this person. I don't think he has the right to say, I don't want you working with this person, but I think he does have a right to say he is not welcomed at my event.
Right.
I think he has that. Now, if it's in the contract, okay, well, you signed the contract. That's a different story. But I would be mad too if someone was saying that about my girlfriend or wife in that situation. I would be offended too. So I can understand where he's frustrated, but the people that are in the boxing matches are what? They're content creators. People collaborate. And this is where it kind of gets a little muddy. It depends on where you fall. As long as they weren't doing something where they were saying, we're going to go ahead and we're doing this so we can, donate to, so we're doing this so Anisa doesn't have to do OnlyFans anymore. Huzzah! As long as Sam Hyde's not making content with him like that, directed towards Anisa, I think it's fine. I know that he did go on there and say to Anisa's mom, oh, if I lose, I'll subscribe to Anisa's OnlyFans, which is like, okay, it's just playful fun. I thought it was fine, iDubbbz. I thought you were okay with it. Well, clearly you're not, because you're getting offended by it. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that just makes me feel weird. Evan, anything you want to add?
No, I not for now, but it's, well, actually, now that I really think about it, it's like if it's in the contract and that person broke the contract, you're obligated to get them out of there because they broke the contract. But it's different when you invite someone or you involve someone and they willingly are involved with it. So, I can definitely understand your argument. It's tricky. It's very tricky, but certainly there are ways to break clean, and then it gets kind of complicated when things aren't official.
Full disclosure, this is a liquid death. This is not a beer.
It is water.
Yep,
water,
it is water.
I didn't know death was just water when I first knew of it. I thought it was alcohol. Nope, turns out it's water.
Yep. So that I drank one already. This is my second one. Just full disclosures, I'm not banging cervezas over here. I've never drank, never smoked my whole life. Full disclosure.
Same here.
So this is water.
Water. And this water bottle, just that I've been drinking all stream. Also water, nothing else. No vodka, no nothing, just water.
All right, next clip here.
Look, me and Sam don't get along. We put a lot of time and energy in this creator clash thing. I don't want it to be about Sam Hyde, so just don't let it hurt the event. All right, go train with him, have fun, but don't let it hurt the event. Don't make it about Sam Hyde. That's what I would have said to you if I was iDubbbz.
Right, and guess what? I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Okay, that's exactly where I'm at. But this is, I don't agree with this part here. Releasing stuff until after the event. No. And he also went ahead and was actually posting stuff during it. So I don't know why he said that. Because Froggy Fresh was posting stuff on his Twitter. Maybe he meant YouTube. And Ian says that in a second here. He's like, I guess he meant on YouTube. Still kind of like backwards, but it is. I mean, it is what it is. Again, like Team said though, as long as it doesn't affect the event, it doesn't hurt anything as far as the promotion, it's fine, and I'm all for that. That's my personal belief. That's how I view it. Next clip here.
Do not think that is appropriate? Do you think it's appropriate that, I don't know, a 30-something-year-old man is publicly calling my wife a whore and a slut?
I think initially you can just buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this has got a separate Etsy page where she sells her pussy.
Yoko Ono was too concussed to fight in Creator Clash for the second year in a row.
Life is so easy for a certain gender. All you have to do is say that my uterus hurts. What'd she say this time? Her uterus hurts? Or uterus fell out?
She had another concussion.
Probably your uterus fell out from getting blown out so much by toys.
Okay.
So
thank you, Sam Hyde, for that wonderful imagery.
You're welcome. I think that's what he would say. I'm fine. Sam Hyde, that's just who he is. He makes that type of crazy content, and he's even said before that he's willing to quote unquote horse trade. If Ian and Anisa don't like what he says, just say leave us alone, and he won't mention them. And he's been honest to his word. All this stuff has happened. He hasn't said a word about him. He's just a comedian. He just wants to, like, people don't understand. Sam Hyde is a character, and it's similar to, I look at it similar to like a method actor, where people get so ingrained in the character that it is hard to define what is real and what isn't. I think that's how deep Sam takes it. That's not to say that I agree with it. Full disclosure. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it. I'm just saying that's what it is.
Well, Dax Flame, he's another one where he put out so many crazy, bizarre videos, and there are, to this day, people are like, is that a character? Is that actually him? Like, what exactly is Dax Flame? Yeah. And he's out there doing stuff even today, which is pretty cool. And he's a really cool guy, but definitely his brand of humor is not for everyone either, but it's not in the same way as it is for Sam Hyde. It's just very offbeat, but it's clever, but kind of offbeat. That's sort of how I would define Dax Flame.
Yeah, and again, but that's Sam Hyde, though. I think he shows as much about himself that he wants to show to the audience. I think he loves living in ambiguity. I think he loves going ahead and keeping people guessing, like, is it real? Is it fake? Like, does he really believe that? Is he really about that? I think that's what he likes to do. And whether or not you like it, that's up for discussion with you. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, it's not your type of content. Move on from it. Don't sit there and harp on it. Next clip now.
I was like, I don't think you should be telling me when I can't release content. Like, this is my.
And I agree with this. So the problem with the Creator Clash 2 and Creator Clash 3 is Ian and Anisa never promoted anything. Although Anisa, like a jackass, put boxing promoter into her Twitter bio, and they're getting mad that people are posting content about the event. That is why your fucking event failed. What Anisa wanted to do is she wanted to hype up all these Twitch streamers that she invited over, which we'll talk about soon, but I digress.
My career is what I do for a living.
But you complied with it, right?
But I was going to anyways, but I didn't like people telling me that. I thought that.
So he didn't comply with it. Full disclosure, he didn't comply with it. He was posting stuff on his Twitter with Sam Hyde. He didn't post to YouTube. I think that's what he was trying to say. Froggy Fresh just didn't really detail it that way. And Ian is saying, you did post stuff with Sam Hyde. It was on your Twitter. Maybe you meant YouTube?
Was out of line.
I don't know why he's saying that he was planning on waiting to post Sam Hyde content.
Yeah, he shows it
we
here.
have the Twitter timeline of him nonstop posting Sam Hyde content. It's fucking weird. I don't know if he thought it was like a loophole to post on Twitter about Sam Hyde. So I think in his head he was like, I was going to wait to post Sam Hyde content. Parentheses, YouTube video.
Like,
yeah, which, okay, I get that. I get the frustration there. But while this is going on, what's really, when you're a big time YouTuber, like iDubbbz is, and you have a big time event like that, you're doing two things. You're putting a big target on your back, and you're letting everyone know it's open season. You're doing those two things. There are people that hate iDubbbz just because they don't like his content. There are people that troll iDubbbz. There are people that personally feel betrayed by iDubbbz because of the fact that he announced, Anisa has an OnlyFans. So people feel that way, and because they feel that way, what do? They attack everything he does, and they will continue to attack everything he does until they move on. That's how some people are. They're very much that vindictive. So while he's arguing with Froggy Fresh, he's going to Keemstar. He's talking to Sam Hyde. And you have Sam Hyde's orbit who are pissed off because the last event, what happened? He got kicked out of it. So you're putting a big target on this event's back. And the more bridges you're burning, guess what? That's less people that want to view your content. Because people are going to go, why did you ban Froggy Fresh? Why did you ban Sam Hyde? I love their content. They do such great work. Blah, 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 blah. And instead, what do? You keep putting a target on the back of this program to make it seem like, no, it's our way or the highway. Don't post content if we don't want to post content, and we're not posting content either to market this event. Because Anisa is such a fucking marketing genius. Big brain.
Because like it's not my problem that you have personal beef with the greatest comedian in the world. If I go to Providence,
how am I the simp? How am I the simp? I want to know. Is it because it's a woman?
Your wife has an OnlyFans.
It's because it's a woman, isn't it? It's okay to simp for a big gross dude.
Has nothing to do with gender. It has everything to do with the fact that your wife's poontang is $4.99.
It's okay. It's understandable. He's big and he's gross. As soon as you...
Your wife's gross too. Her name is literally Anisa the Greasy on Twitter.
Not a good choice of username, I would say.
Still $4.99.
Yeah. Simp for someone who's literally your partner, your life partner, that's too much. That's
not a life partner. I'm in the same boat as H3H3, 1 year. Kino Casino, they've been saying for a couple years now that she's going to divorce your ass. Your ass is grass.
Yeah, already people online on Twitter. I checked Twitter. They're saying, what's up with what is iDubbbz is going to go through next? Is he going to do polyamorous arc or divorce arc?
That's going to be you know what, the poly thing is interesting. Oh man, I think Anisa wants Hassan Piker so bad.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
She took She took her wedding band off when she went to go visit him. When they did the live stream, that's shame.
No go there. When you do that, that's the ultimate cheating move.
Let me tell you what she's probably gonna say. Well, we flew, and then because we were flying, guaranteed. Jot that down. You heard it here first. She's gonna say because I was flying and. You know, my blood pressure, and I forgot what that's called, but that is a real thing that some people do have to take their rings off when they fly. That's what she's going to blame it on. Yeah. She's going to typically within like a couple of hours, you can put your wedding band back on. Like, that's a legit thing.
Yeah.
But that's what she's going to say. She's going to say all that nonsense.
Right.
It's kind of gay.
Like,
it's kind of gay.
It's kind of gay. That's how we end it. It's kind of gay. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. So what ended up happening after Creator Clash 2, you know, we had this whole drama. We had this whole drama of everything going on. Creator Clash 1 went great besides the Sam Hyde thing. I forgot to play one clip in the that one Buckingham video where he said, I want him to get uncuffed. My bad. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, we'll play it.
All right, let me get it back up. Can't believe I forgot that. So, Anisa and iDubbbz actually blamed Dr. Mike for Sam Hyde getting kicked out. But here is an interview. This is Brandon Buckingham, his podcast, with the interview with Sam Hyde. And this is what Dr. Mike had to say about Sam Hyde. And again, remember, Anisa and iDubbbz blamed Dr. Mike.
He looked a little rattled, so I hope he's okay.
Did you hear that he banned Sam Hyde from entering the event?
I did not. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Sorry.
He had like front row $10,000 seats, and then he said he couldn't come to the event.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't know what to say about that. That wasn't my call.
Was boxing fun? Your first boxing fight, was it fun?
Absolutely, it was amazing. And I got to thank iDubbbz for putting this amazing event on. It was dope.
I know nothing about that. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, again, crazy stuff. So after that had happened, iDubbbz started doing, like, mind you, Anisa is the market promoter. And let me pull up where, okay, it's right here. I'm going to get the timestamp for this one right here. Now, this is, we're going to go into what happened at Creator Clash 2, really. Like, why was it such a failure? Why did everything go so bad? And what also, like, about the money? Like, why did they go $250,000 in the red? Well, I got something for you, folks. It is Anisa and iDubbbz's boxing coach. They're going to explain it right here.
We found out it was a red carpet event that they flew Getty Images in for. So they straight up flew Getty Images to take pictures for the event. But
yeah, they're the only. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, when we asked them about it, and I said, hey, is there a gala? And they said, oh, you guys don't even worry about it. You don't have to go to that. And I said, what? This is what Anisa said. And I said, what? And I said, well, some of the sparring partners got invited. And she said, I don't know how they got on that list. They weren't supposed to be on the list. And in my mind, I'm like, Ian had invited them. He sent them the email personally.
What
right?
a disgusting human being she seems to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, she didn't want any of us there. She only wanted like creators there or people that would, I guess, make her feel like she could get more clout. So she told us we didn't have to come to the event. She doesn't know why we would want to be at the event. And I said, what's the event for? Yeah. And she said, and it's an award show. And I said, what are the awards for? And she said, they're awards for the boxing. And I said, why wouldn't his coach want to be there? Why wouldn't his team want to be there? I was like, that makes no sense. So everybody else, all the other coaches I talked to, I said, hey, did you guys know about the gala? They said, yeah. I said, did you?
Weird. Why would you not want to invite your coach / your husband's coach? Well, we would later learn that he hurt iDubbbz's feeling because he yelled at him like his father did. Like, oh, fuck's sake. Evan, you can't make this shit up. And they paid Getty Images. And we're going to learn in a second that they did this gala and everything else while in the red. Like, they knew about it and they furthered it.
Bring a suit for it, and all of them had freaking like 3-piece suits with like kerchiefs and everything. I had sweatpants. I'm like, what?
Dude, that's so messed up. Why? It's like you're the guy connected with the event organizers, and they're explicitly excluding you guys.
I know why. I honestly believe that the reason why Ian and Anisa excluded us and did not want us to know about the gala is because we're both very professional, we're both very direct, and very transparent. If they told us that they were going to throw a huge gala after the fight and it was going to cost a ton of money, we would have asked them, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
because Anisa already told us, she shared with us prior to season.
Yep.
This is the biggest difference between clout chasing hoes and professionals. Clout chasing hoes, all they will do is create an act. They'll stunt it. They'll say all this stuff, but when push comes to shove, they are going to bullshit you or potentially even scam you out of your money. Mm-hmm. Whereas actual professionals who know what they're doing, they are reliable, dependable, ready to go. They have all their ducks in a row. They have the spreadsheets. They have their calendars. They have the dates. They know they can pull connections everywhere, and they will get it done for you, and they expect to be paid because they know how to get shit done. So it's, I think that she said it pretty well. It's like, we are professionals, and I think that's why they wanted to push us aside. It could be, it's potentially that they were jealous, and that jealousy, that sort of inner resent that Anisa had. She's like, nah, I don't need them. Like, who cares? Like, I don't want to involve them or anything. I can do it myself. Anyway, go ahead, man.
I think it's that second part that you mentioned there. I think Anisa is so... Okay, how can I word this? I think that her life is so boring.
Yes.
And I think that people crave accomplishment. Like, I think that we are personally wired mentally. I think we are wired to do things. We are wired to do things and to feel successful. That is how everyone is built. That is why, they're like, when you're young, when we were young, we were playing Super Mario Sunshine. Yeah, we failed that one level 100 times, but fuck you, we're beating it tonight.
Right.
And it's because you want to have success. For some people, it's video games. For some people, it's sealing a deal with another company and having a partnership. For some people, it's opening up their own business, their own restaurant. For some people, it's going ahead and finishing that book that they've had on their shelf for such a long time. For some people, it's moving out of their mom's house. Or it's from people, it's buying a house. People are meant to do things and to feel accomplished.
Yes.
And I think Anisa, for the majority of her life, and I think that she deep down knows this, I think that she is just dumb. I think she's dumb. I think that she has no real talent or no real skill. I think she's lazy, has no drive, and it's just downright evil. She does a lot of things that just aren't, dare I say, kosher.
Sure.
So, we're gonna dive back into it.
C2, like a month before, that they were negative. Was it 500K already?
Yeah, at the time.
Whoa! Hold on.
Yeah, that's important.
Say that again. Say that again.
They were negative 500K before the event.
Negative $500,000 before the Met Gala, and they still decided, and they still decided to fly out Hassan, to fly out Getty Images and all these other people, just so Anisa can go ahead and have her reward show. That is absolute fucking delusion. She did all of that just so she can host an award show and say, I hosted an award show. What did you do, Betsy in accounting? Fuck you. Again, it's childish and delusional behavior.
It is.
Like, when I was a kid, you know what I did? I had a little Hot Wheels car wash thing. You don't see me going over here and being like, I'm a car washer, bitch. Like, that's the equivalent of what she's doing. I mean, it's just childish behavior. It's absolutely insane.
It's a high level of mediocrity, really.
Yeah.
And it's a mediocrity to the degree that you think that you're better than everybody else who could actually get the job done, which is pretty much what my point was earlier.
Boom. Exactly.
Going up to the event with the ticket sales and the PPV sales, when the event started, they knew they were down $500,000.
Keep in mind that they moved to a bigger venue and they sold a lot of tickets. But before the event had started, they said we're fine. So the reason we found this out was because I wanted Ian to start doing 2 training sessions a day. And I said, Ian, you need to start doing 2 a days. And he was like, why?
And then, mind you, so the thing with this is, this couple here, they agreed to go ahead and to train iDubbbz and Anisa at a discounted price in hopes that, so the gentleman here, he's the boxing coach. This is his wife here, Michael and Kate. The thought was Michael would do the training, Kate would film and be able to make a documentary that they would pay her for. And they'd cancel the documentary on her.
Why should I do 2 a days?
And then again, he trained them at a discounted price in hopes to do that to promote his gym. And they trained at his gym for free, the discounted price to go ahead, with all the equipment and everything else, rather than charging them the usual rate like they do with everyone else.
And I told him, I was like, Ian, you're not good at boxing, man. My brand is at stake. So you need to do 2 a days. That's what pro boxers do. And so I told him.
Did you actually say that to him?
Yeah, yes. And then I told him, I said, my brand is on the line. I said, you can go back to YouTube. My whole life is fighting and coaching fighters. And I'm like, so if you don't have a good performance, that's going to look bad on me. After the first event, for the first event, he didn't do any of his cardio. So that's why I ended up gassing out so bad. And I truthfully believe if he would have just done his freaking cardio, that he would have won that fight. but they couldn't do the cardio because 10 weeks before the first event, Anisa wanted them to buy a house. So instead of doing 2 training sessions a day at that point, they had to cut out training to go look to buy a house. And he moved.
Which is insane. Like, oh yeah, you're doing this really important event that we care so much about, but I want to buy a house now. Anisa, you're an idiot. You're absolute buffoon.
Moved into his new house the week before we left to Florida. So he literally wasn't training like he was supposed to for that whole first event because they wanted to go buy a house when they could have just rented a place for 6 months or a year. And then Ian could have focused on the fight, had the fight, and then found a new place. So I found that super offensive. I'm like, you're not doing anything I'm telling you. And they would lie to me, and he would tell me he was doing his road work.
They would lie? Why would he lie? That's like lying to your doctor.
They were lying. Who would have thought, Evan?
I thought Anisa was a saint. This is a shocker.
Yeah, I know. I thought she was the most honest person in the world. I got another clip here. I got 3 more. This one and 2 more for this video.
Second event, so I tell him he needs to do 2-a-days. This is like 2 weeks before the fight. I'm like, we need to do your 2-a-days. And I said, my brand is at stake. Well, he went and told Anisa that I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad and she's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah, which I think is crazy because you're trying this guy, his life is boxing, right? You know, he cares about this. He opened up a gym and that's all he knows is boxing. Right? So for him, he takes this very serious. And if you win on this big stage, and you said I was trained by Mike, and I'll see his they're wearing his clothing, his brand. I'll say it in a second. But you know, if you win, this is great marketing for them. But no. Anisa and iDubbbz, who is it about? It's all about them. Just them. Fuck everyone else.
Exactly.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that. I don't think none of them needed to be in the dark about that, you know?
Yes.
And I agree with Harley here. I think this is excuse me. I think it's extremely disrespectful that they kept all the fighters in the dark about this. I think that is absolutely insane.
Completely. Well, and that's the thing. They said you guys didn't promote enough, but they weren't honest about the fact that they were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like,
so those decisions, the gala decisions, were made while in the red.
Yes.
I have a question about that.
So she was like, we're already down 500,000.
So they made those decisions, like they said, while they were in the red. Let's have this big, crazy gala. We're going to fly all these Twitch streamers out here to talk or to hang out with. So then we can go ahead and try to, you know, get all buddy with them. So then we can go into the next stage of our career. That's a real Anisa move. You know, Evan, we're going to start making that a thing here. If something's a bad move, we're going to say that's a real Anisa move.
It's a real Anisa move, everybody.
Yeah, that's what we're doing from now on. That's a real Anisa move.
Those are the 2 things that we got to get on the. That's a real Anisa move and the ding. I gotta get a soundboard. We're gonna make the ding happen. In fact, ding. that's just the Anisa move ding for now.
Yep.
Session. I would always tell her, you can't just come forward. You can't just come forward. And so she had a sparring session, and she was just.
So yeah, Anisa was always going ahead also in claiming that she couldn't fight because she had so many concussions and she had all these other health issues. But we're learning now. I think like most things, she overestimated it. Like I said before, I think she believes I could just walk in there and be the baddest bitch on the planet. I think that's how she views most things. She's not an adult. And doesn't think like one. She just she just legitimately thinks I'm the smartest one in the room. I can do whatever, whenever. I'm a bad bitch. Like, you know, I'm trying to sound.
She's using like Creator Clash, which is supposed to be
as
for
a fucking
charity,
play toy.
as a fucking credit card. It's like, you got to pay off your debts, people.
And mind you, this is a charity event for kids with cancer.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it. You're misusing money for a charity for kids' cancer.
Yep. And I hate the fact that, I mean, still, as we're recording this, they have not acknowledged that.
Nope. It's all other bullshit. And again, we're going to get to it soon, folks. But believe me, this is not the main focus. The main focus is all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And not about the fucking charity.
Yep. Pussies.
Yeah.
Kind of walk forward, and then a girl punched her. And then I was actually watching Ian, so I wasn't even watching. I just heard a big pop. And then I looked over, and she was kind of frozen. And then she said she had a concussion. Then the next day, she went and told the doctor that she had a headache and sensitivity to light and pretty much all the concussion symptoms.
Oh, also, it's Bonafide. I said it earlier. That Bonafide, that's the name. I guess that's the name of their gym or their brand. So support them, because Ian and Anisa wouldn't.
Our list, like,
And
it's
then-
been on forever.
And then so we were like, oh no, she has a concussion. And then Ian's like, well, she's kind of a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay.
Ian actually reassured me because I was worried at that
She's
time.
not gonna like hearing that.
Yeah, I try to check on her, and he reassured me. He was like, "Hey, don't worry about her. She's actually a hypochondria, and she does this often where she self-diagnoses herself and freaks out.
She is not gonna
So
like that.
that's like, don't worry about it. She'll be fine." And I was like, okay, then why is she continuously talking about it on all her media outlets?
The thing that drove me crazy
Is that why
was
she said she couldn't box because she had a cut? Like, what, do you remember what it was?
Yes, she said that she had multiple concussions, and she claimed that they were during the training, as well as her part of like growing up as well, playing sports. So she had claimed both. She had claimed that she had multiple concussions growing up, playing sports, as well as having multiple concussions while training, which is not true.
She was an athlete in high school, and she had previous concussions, if I remember correctly, or something where the doctor told her it was too big of a risk.
Well, definitely don't box then.
Also,
there you go. Like, definitely don't box, and I couldn't agree with that more. Now, one last thing I want to show, and this is just just more shitty behavior from Anisa and iDubbbz. This is kind of sad on Kate's part. I feel really bad for her. No one should ever be put in this situation. But it really just goes to speak to the type of character to these individuals. They essentially cut off talk with them after Creator Clash 2. Once they went back to their gym, Anisa and iDubbbz never talked to them again. And Kate and Michael, I don't know if it goes by Mike or Michael. I'll just call him Michael. Full name's always more respectful. They had reached out for something super important to Kate. And I'll let them say what the response was. And to them, I would say, shame on you. Shame on you, because they let you, at a discounted rate, go ahead and train for an event that you did not take seriously. So shame on you, Anisa and iDubbbz. Bad hombres.
And Kate, I'm not done, because Kate, I wanted to ask you brought up, when we were chatting a bit before the show, I brought up your working on some really interesting activism where you were, this is not interesting, it's really shocking and sad that you yourself were a child bride.
Yes. So I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12, I was put into a child marriage from the time I was 12 until 23. Within my child marriage, I had 2 kids when I was 15 and 17. And this happened in America, okay? And Ian and Anisa are well aware of my story because I've had them in my home. They've seen my kids and everything. And so last year, right, 2024, I learned that there was a House bill in Washington State trying to pass House Bill 1455 to end child marriage. And so when I learned of this bill, I thought to myself, even though it had been 15 years since I escaped my prison, like, this is a chance for me to come forward and tell my story. I sent, so Michael and I went to Olympia in Washington. We met with politicians. We lobbied to support the bill. I gave my public testimony to support the bill. And, I was on Seattle Times and television and everything. And I reached out to Ian and Anisa, and I asked them if they could help, share the information, because it was really important to me that this bill passed. And they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Anisa was texting me and Michael, and they're like,
they reached. Yeah. They ignored us when we were like trying to fight child marriage, but then when they found out,
are they pro child marriage?
Yeah.
So this is something that's bigger than the event. This is something that, I mean, the charity part of the event is super important. I'm not trying to say kids with cancer is not important. But the whole boxing, the Met Gala, that shit, that's whatever. This is child marriage. This is something that's super important. And you're Anisa, you're iDubbbz. You see a text, hey, can you help support this? You know, I'd really appreciate if you got the word out. All you have to do, you're Anisa, you're iDubbbz. Post something out there on your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever. Hey, because they live in Washington. There's a bill that's trying to get passed. If you live in the Washington area, make sure you vote. To abolish this. Not about us. Can't be bothered. Fuck you. Huh? DSP? Huh? Do what?
Child marriage? What?
Yeah, I mean it's absolute just absolute insanity. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand how you can sit there and say like, oh, like we're all this, it's insane. Evan, any
yeah, I mean,
comments?
I actually forgot about that part because I've seen that portion, but this was months ago at this point. But I will say this: if we have good news, a few months ago, I believe that bill. I will retract it if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is what happened. The bill on abolishing child marriages in Washington State did pass. And I know that they are trying to do that in other states as well. Don't hold me to it, but I definitely know for sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know. We'll double check later. But as far as I'm aware, it did pass in Washington State. It did go through. Their advocacy was not, for nothing. And that is good. That is really good. But that being said, it is a common pattern with shitty people who they get on your side, and at the moment that they want your support for something so personal, they will drop the ball and do jack shit. And it's a bad problem. I would not say it's a uniquely American problem, but Americans are by far, in my opinion, the worst at this by far, because a lot of us do not give a shit about other people. So we should be, but a lot of us don't.
Yeah, again, it's to me like that whole situation when I first heard this about Kate. I heard to the stream when it first happened. When I first heard it, I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
I searched into it, and I was a little bit shocked. But I was more shocked at the fact that like Anisa and iDubbbz were just can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered about abolishing child marriages. Yeah, so I just looked it up.
Like,
they did abolish it. That is what I thought, but I was a little unsure. But yes, it was back in March when this happened. They signed it into law. They made it illegal for anyone under 18 to get married. So that shit is
good.
Dunzo.
Nice.
In Washington State, but there are other states that probably do allow it. I won't say which ones that I think might be still legal, but I'm just saying, if you look down under, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. No, and in fact, and I'll tell you, well, and just a very brief tangent on it, Mitchell. Child marriages has been a very contentious thing for centuries across multiple cultures and multiple countries. But in America, there's all these things about Russian child brides and all of that. And that's a really heavy, very serious thing with, child sex trafficking and all of that. So it's a bad thing.
Yeah, again, like I was saying before, I just think that it's super, super, super disrespectful that Anisa and iDubbbz just wouldn't go ahead and give them the time of day.
No question, especially given how involved they were with them being a part of the boxing and the event itself and their time. They gave a lot of time, I would imagine. I mean, training for boxing is not like a 10-minute thing. It takes many sessions.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Excuse me. Now we get to the present Creator Clash 3. So we've seen an event go well, but there's still controversy where they're kicking Sam Hyde out. We've seen an event go completely freaking off their rocker where they go ahead and they 500,000 and they ended up after the event, everything was all said and done, 250,000 in the red.
Yeah. Well,
now Creator Clash 3 has officially been canceled. It's been put down. And now we're going to be diving into what has happened recently.
Yes.
Now,
and I will cover
more specifically.
You'll cover the first half. I'm going to cover the second half because I've been the one that's actually like gotten all the receipts. But it's been popping off lately in like the last few hours. It's like all the stuff.
Yeah, and I want to start with some clips here. Dad or Nathan Barnett, who we've known about. But with that being said, like I was saying before you got in here, Dad or Nathan Barnett, we've known about him since high school, weirdly enough. And he's always been a guy that you never really see anything from him controversial. He doesn't involve himself with politics. Very stand-up guy he's
just a comedian. He's just a straight comedian. He's an entertainer. He is a world-class dancer and artist, performer. I mean, he doesn't get involved in any of that stuff. He just wants to entertain. That's all.
He just loves his wrestling, and he loves his he loves his wrestling, and he loves his video games.
Yeah.
But this is stuff really disgusting. I've seen Dad's live stream for it. I've watched him play some video games, and there's times where you can tell things that are going on in the game. Not distraught in the sense that like I think he's having like a panic attack, but distraught. I've never seen him like this, and that says a lot. And I think if you're not do it, if you're gonna do it for anyone, do it for Dad here. Dad, Nathan Barnett, just very stand-up guy. I got 3 clips on here, and you're gonna see, or 4 rather, and you're gonna see, excuse me, just how much of like distraught he's in.
Then I go camping. People on the internet were talking about this camping trip. The trip was set up by my coach as something he wanted to do in his life. He likes camping. And he thought, hey, you and Ren from Corridor and I trained together. Ian's like, hey, I want to come. Ian came down from Seattle. He joined us. Odd Ones Out was there. Alex Ernst was there. Steven, another YouTube boxer, she was there. It was a bunch of us. On this camping trip is where Ian tells me, hey, I'm doing another content cop. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, yeah, it's on Ethan. And I was like, Ethan Klein? And he said, yeah, it's on Ethan Klein. And I thought, oh, no, why would you do that? The reason I was so concerned by this,
Ethan doesn't know what's going on. Again, you heard it there. He keeps to himself. He's just very much in his own world. He makes his own content. Yes.
Ethan and I had a very big misunderstanding for Creator Clash 2 with our promotion for the fight. I'm not going to tell this story again. I've told it in the past, but like everything's fine with Ethan and I. It's all done. We've talked and we've messaged and we're all good. So when Ethan and I made up, I was so relieved. This like huge weight came off my shoulders. I was like, okay, I'm not at odds with somebody. Then before Creator Clash 3 is about to happen, I'm putting out a hit piece on Ethan Klein. I'm thinking, oh my God, dude, why are you doing this? Because now I'm thinking, this is going to ruin Creator Clash 3, and I'm going to get screwed again. Yes, I can tell him I'm concerned. I truly thought it was a work. It was like a WWE promo thing where like they were going to have a...
Okay, this is where I'm going to say, okay, I think he's kind of like, come on, don't think about it. It's not wrestling. It's not wrestling. It's real life. Come on, Nathan. Don't let me down.
Fake feud. They're going to make up right before Creator Clash 3. Genius promotion. I watch a lot of wrestling, though. Was thinking incorrectly because...
Very much so.
That wasn't the case at all. It was a real beef.
It was a real beef. And yeah, it was in fact a real beef. And I think that Anisa was the one behind it, and we're going to learn that she was behind it.
After the content, Yoda talks to me and says all this crazy stuff's going on with Ethan 3, Crowd services is being called on him. I didn't know any of that. So something positive. I also said I was content.
Again, I think it gets a little. This is where it's a little crazy. I mean, this is a guy who is about how much this has affected him, how much this has hurt him because again, he clearly cares about this event. He wants this event to do well, not just for the monetary reasons, but because of what the event stands for. And Dad is clearly very passionate about it.
Video and confused on how to move forward. Now I'd like to clarify.
And this is the super chat that he sends
Super
to
chat? Yeah.
H3. Yes, super chat. Yeah. Hey guys, I heard about the stuff going down. I feel for you. Really hope everyone feels as good as they can. Hope everyone makes it out sane, and good luck, Lena. The whole thing is a bummer for all. It's weird that he put that out. I feel confused too. And this, which we'll go into in a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is more commentary from Dad. You that he's talking about this. He cares about this, and he'll talk about how he does need the money. Yeah, this is true, but he wants this event to do good. He puts so much time, energy, and effort into this, and when you see content, it's different. It's different, but he genuinely.
The next day,
Right.
Anisa texts me a
It
screen
always has
grab
throughout
of
his
my
entire
donation.
YouTube career.
Exactly.
And she says, "Is this real?" Anisa took that as I was supporting her enemy that she has chosen, by the way. Ethan and Atri are not my enemy. So then Anisa makes me feel guilty and bad for what I thought was a nice thing. And she's like, "Oh, I can't believe you would do that." I'm 44 freaking years old. This is childhood, high school garbage. What the heck are you doing?
He's 100% right. And that is a cult mentality. She's thinking, I'm giving you an opportunity to make money at Creator Clash, so you have to hate everyone that I hate. Hey, Froggy Fresh, I don't want you working with Sam High, so you can't work with Froggy Fresh. Hey, Nathan, Dad, you can't go ahead and talk nicely to H3H3 because I'm feuding with them. I don't care how old you are or what you got to say. Fuck you. Know your place. Do as I say, bitch. Anisa, that's not the real world. You can go ahead and you can cuck your husband. You can make him into a soy boy beta cuck bitch, but everyone else is not doesn't have to bow down to you. You think of bow down and kiss the ring? Go fuck yourself, jackass.
Single person that she knows. She has no right to control anybody else and how they feel about other people. Listen, I have beef with people, and I do that shit too. But you know what? I don't let it interfere with their business lives or their other personal lives. I just say my opinion, and then it ends. They know how I feel, and that's it. I don't say you're not allowed to, hang out with this person XYZ. Because I'm fucking 30 years old. This isn't high school anymore. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. And she still is mentally in high school. Her and Cyrax have that same mentality that they're master of everything, but they're really master of none.
Exactly.
Bunch of jackasses.
Not dealing with her. I can't do this right now.
Oh, sorry. Before I play this clip, I forgot to mention I didn't put it in the notes here, and I totally was thinking when I was leading this. This is where it gets a little heavy, and I feel for him in this because you can tell, like he starts the verbiage, the body language from Dad/Nathan here. He goes ahead and he starts talking really fast, and you can tell like he's bothered, and he's truly bothered, and I feel really bad for him. Like it's a little sad.
I almost quit when she called me because Harley was out. I was talking to Harley. Harley was talking about his frustrations. I was saying, yeah, Anisa just called me. She tells me, this really hurt.
So that first part, you saw him. Like this is obviously a cut because he realized, I was getting too emotional. And so here's another cut, and he kind of explains it a little bit more.
It's us that you would say this, because in the donation I said, this is really confusing for all of us. I don't know why they put that video out. It hurts you that I said I'm confused why you're ruining the event? What are you talking about? It hurts you more that you put your video out, not me being upset.
Was out of all the things that had been said, I saw a clip of Hassan, and I knew they were going to be doing a fundraiser with him, but he was like, oh yeah, if you've ever said anything positive about Israel, you shouldn't be allowed to even be a dog catcher. You should be treated like a neo-Nazi. And I was like, hey, my family and friends and my community, that's so crazy. All of them?
And you know what? Harley, he's Jewish. He has every right to feel that way. He has every right to feel that way. With Anisa and iDubbbz, Evan, do you remember what iDubbbz was saying about Froggy Fresh? He didn't want him to do what exactly with Sam Hyde because it hurt his feelings.
Just to work with him?
Yeah, he didn't want him to work with him because the iDubbbz didn't like it.
Yeah.
But he's going to work with Hassan, someone who puts out some very out there rhetoric.
Yeah.
But if you feel that way, fuck you. Per Anisa and iDubbbz, go fuck yourself.
Per Anisa. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Harley puts it out there. Clearly, it was the video and them hanging out with Hassan that really pushed him to the edge. And again, I understand that sentiment, but I mean, it is what it is. And
yep.
I have another clip here of Dad on LolCal Live and Keemstar, who I don't really see eye to eye with a lot of the time with certain
things. So funny because you guys have similar opinions, I have to tell you.
Yeah, well, yeah. With Keemstar, it's either we're 100% the same or it's like we're polar opposites. But
yes.
I got two clips from LolCal Live. We're gonna play the first one here.
Come to the conclusion, this was not about charity. This was not about doing a great event. That there had to be some alternative motive, because when it comes to having a successful event, controversy like banning Sam Hyde, kicking out Froggy Fresh, or making a content cop on Ethan Klein, it is so easy to understand this would be bad for the business. There has to be some other motive other than charity and other, let's have a fun time with no drama boxing. There has to be a different motive at play. There has to be.
Keemstar hit the nail on the head, and I've been what it was ego. It was all about Anisa. It was all about her putting on this great event.
Anisa show.
She did
ding, ding, ding.
Yep, exactly. It was the Anisa event. It was all about Anisa. Those kids have cancer? Sick, bro. But did you know that Anisa hosted the award show? Huh? Like, that's what it was really about. It was about her and only her. She's got to be the most selfish, insecure, self-centered bitch on the platform. And that's saying a lot.
A lot.
And again, this is one of the instances where me and Keemstar, like, where our beards bond us in this moment.
They convert.
As
don't
just
cross
myself,
the streams.
and as I've gone through life, I can always see everyone's side for everything, and I do feel like I'm pretty diplomatic, and I can understand their reasoning for, like, obviously Sam Hyde is a super controversial guy. If he goes, who knows what he might do? He might hold up a sign that says something really crazy, and the people who sponsored it.
Sam Hyde wouldn't do that. I'll tell you this right now. Sam Hyde might hold something up like Dr. Mike's a bitch. Like, he might do that, but Dad's making it seem like he's gonna hold up like some sort of crazy out there political sign. Like he just holds up a Trump sign, and they're gonna be like, "Oh fuck, god damn it!" No, he wouldn't do that. He would just hold something up. It's like, "Oh, Dr. Mike's a bitch," or like. iDubbbz, cuck me too, or something like that. You know, he would do something
very upset. It's a business. It's not a smart business move, right? So, like, you don't want to go. You can't just accept everyone and trust everyone, because you have to be smart about these things. And people do try to sabotage things, but at the same time,
also Keemstar vapes, dude. Come on, Keem, you're too old for that. Just smoke cigarettes like a man.
I don't think some of the stuff they have done has been the smartest either. like putting out that video. I did say in a text to Anisa, I was like, couldn't it have waited a couple months? Like, and then she said it had to come out then because, but I understand that too, because it's like, all right, you're passionate. The time is now. I'm inspired. I'm going to make this. I want to respond to what has been said topically. If that's what you do and you do things that are topical, I get it. That's why you want to put it out. But you also have a conflict here because you have an event.
Yeah.
And all these boxers like me is I would say in a way I'm an innocent bystander, and so are.
And this is where Keemstar is going to push back, and I agree with the pushback 110%. Again, when you are hosting an event, you have to put up with a lot of shit. You have to put up with a lot of personalities. You have to deal with a lot of things. You have to bite the bullet. And what Nathan is saying here is he's 100% correct. They could have waited. That video didn't need to get posted. I think, and this is my theory. This is me putting on my thinking cap. I think Anisa, 100% she pushed for it. That's 110% she pushed for it. And you heard it here from Dad. He said, like, I asked her, couldn't you have like done it? And she said, no, we had to do it now. So she was the mastermind behind this video. She definitely pushed Ian to make the content cop, and she told him it has to go now. And the reason being is because this is she thought this was the height. This was the peak of Mr. Smallhead. It was his and Ethan's argument, their beef, and she wanted to interject herself because she thinks, oh my God, Hassan, small head and small feet. I want to be all over you. I took my wedding band off. You think I really love this cuck? That's what it is. She did it for the simple. Yeah, she did it for the simple fact that she wanted to get closer to Hassan and his orbit because she thinks that she's gonna go ahead and just be a streamer who sits down, spews nonsense like Denims and all these other clowns, and just says the most incoherent, dumb crap that is just factually wrong. And that's what those morons do. They spread misinformation. They say BS, and people eat it up because they are too lazy to look it up. And notice how none of those guys, Frogan, they'll never tell you, oh, this is it. Yeah. And if you're listening, to search it up, because remember when Denims had to search up like, oh, kids at that age can't get they can't get mental trauma. She searched it up and it said, oh no, kids can suffer from trauma at that age. And I went, no, they can't. Denims, what do you have a degree in? What do you have a degree in? Like,
she has a degree in stupidology.
Yeah, she has a degree.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say she has a degree in ass angle 101. No, you want to do this so it looks bigger. Like, Denim's another one. Get fucked.
All these other boxers who are like,
I would agree.
Involved in the
What
conversation.
she
like,
said
Carly
to
and I
you,
get in here and we talk.
What
these other people don't, and they're like now suffering.
Exactly.
And they haven't said anything. And
exactly. Because it's only.
I will kind of go and try to politely defend myself and defend the event because I love Creator Clash. I think it's amazing. The new people who are involved are all my friends. I love them. They're very successful people and they know what they're doing. I think Creator Clash 3 is going to be great now that it has this new
because it's
start.
Only about them. And here's the thing: when she told
they're not involved anymore. Is the thing they're not even a part
let me finish what I'm saying. When she told you, oh, it had to come out at this time, she was dead wrong. It didn't have to come out at this time. Because did she know by uploading that video that she was going to step away from Creator Clash?
Yeah, I know.
So she was dead wrong.
I don't think it needed to come out.
Dead wrong.
It was a dumb idea. My opinion, personally, I have no problem with Ian or Anisa. Like, they haven't done wrong to me other than that video, which I think was kind of...
Again, Keemstar's too old to be vaping.
Ignorant to put out at that point. I just wouldn't have done that because the event to me would have been more important personally, but I'm never going to tell them what to do. Like you just got to do what you're going to do and hope it doesn't ruin too many lives in the way.
And again, this is Anisa's short-sightedness. She didn't care about the event. She didn't care about anyone that was involved with the event. She just cared about trying to look good for, dare I say, Daddy Hassan, trying to look good for him and make some quality content for him. Because we're beginning of that content cop. Oh, yeah, they filmed it at Hassan's house with the sword, with the German symbol, that one German symbol at the base of the sword, at the hilt of the sword, that one German symbol we all know about. Call of Duty won't put it in the game no more. Yeah, remember, Call of Duty won't put it in the game no more, even though it's supposed to be historically accurate. Jot that down. But that one German symbol, douchebags.
God. Yeah.
In the video, yeah, they're gonna give us a bonus. Everyone's getting the same bonus amount of money since it's extending to, because I'm still training and I'm still training with my coach. So it's gonna be when the fight happens on October 25th. It'll be. I started in December training last year, and then I'm ending basically November at the end, like Halloween. So it'll be a full year of training, and I have no money, so I need money to keep going. So they will be giving a little extra money for us.
This is where Keemstar goes off, and I agree with him 100%. You have this guy openly saying, like, I'm broke. I'm doing this pretty much hoping to get money, like. And I mean, if I'm Nathan Barnett, if I'm Dad, I try to see fight promotion. Oop, by accident. I would see if there's another fight promotion I can step in real quick, or if not, well, then you have to start pushing out content, bud. You have to go ahead and do something, because you can't live your life like that, man. I don't think anyone should really. It's unfortunate, a lot of people do, but I don't think you should live paycheck to paycheck. That is, it's demoralizing, and it's tough. It's tough.
That's wild. I think that's why. I think that is so fucking insane. I think that's so insane that they can ask one of these influencer boxers, right, to be training this long, then blow up the event and be, oopsie, not our fault. It's our haters' fault, right? You're left here with no money. You've been training for a year straight. What, to go fight a fucking YouTuber? Who are
His name's Jago. I think it's Jago or Jago.
He doesn't know who he's fighting. He's training for this long thing. Absolutely insane. But Evan, real quick.
And by the way, there were people who dropped out of the event, including Freddie Wong. And on the Creator Clash page, it's like to be determined versus one of the fighters that was supposed to be fighting the other people who were dropped. And it's like, that's how you know it's a real shit show, that you don't even know who some of the fighters are even fighting.
Yep.
Like, and, that should be updated almost within the day, if not within the week.
Yeah.
And it's still not updated because obviously it's canceled now. So
yeah. And real quick, Evan, I'm going to run to the bathroom, but I just got one question for you. Like, for Dad's situation, if you're in that situation, what would you do? And I'll leave for you.
I just straight up quit and never talk to her ever again. That's all I got to say. Well, I'll just fill the dead air. But that's really what it comes down to. It's just like, don't let people mistreat you. And, don't let them treat your kindness as a favor or treat your kindness as weakness. Because at the end of the day, your worth and your value belongs to you. And if other people are going to try to exploit that, they don't deserve to be in your life, And Nathan, maybe he sees things a little differently. Maybe he's a little, average guy, coded. He may not be as online as other people are with all these very specific details and whatever. He's an entertainer first. It's like I said, right? And it's like, it really sucks to see him this upset. And it really sucks to even see him go on an interview to clarify sort of what's been happening. I just been talking to the people while you were away, Mitchell. But I was just saying, like, it just sucks that Nathan, a.k.a. Dad, was roped into this just because Anisa was a shitty person. And his value should not be taken so... It shouldn't be exploited, and it's a shitty situation that he even has to come out. Someone so uncontroversial as Nathan Barnett, who is a world-class dancer, impersonationist, entertainer, and he has to be like, this is what happened. It's so utterly bonkers to me.
Oh. Yeah, and again, I feel so... who just goes ahead and he just lives his life. He's there. He makes his content. And that's it. Like that's legitimate. Yeah, he just in, out, get, grab, bounce. That's what he does all. But let's go back to the clip now.
Oh, he used to be a Minecrafter. He was in there with
and so you're you're gonna knock this guy out, clearly, right?
I don't know. This guy knows how to box. He's boxed twice. He won one of his fights. He's also like 26 or something. So, and I'm 44. So it will be a challenge fight. I didn't even really want to do this fight, honestly. I had Nexpo was at Krikosh 2, and that was the natural build, and he was on camera, and he and I have a natural history. Dad and Nexpo have a beef that we've been doing for a year.
Anisa,
it would have been great.
iDubbbz, Anisa, you care about your influencer boxers. You care about them so much. Give this guy 10 grand. Give this guy 10 grand.
No.
That's what I got
Give him
paid. That's what I got paid.
No, I'm serious.
Give
I'm
them
serious.
all
I could help
money
you
for
out.
training.
I could
Give them
Yeah, and
money
that
and
was-
pay them out. Don't be a bunch of pussy willows.
Yeah, exactly. I think 110% Keemstar was 100% to mention that. He should have paid him. Like that shit is uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. And
Totally.
and then I got the actual content cop, and this is what kicked everything off. And again, this is how everything. Oh, God damn it! This is how everything kicks off. This is why Anisa wanted this out. She wanted to be in the room with this piece of shit.
Ethan, wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan.
That was a stupid bitch right there.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you
Look in the mirror, you'll see a dumb bitch.
to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
They're
Okay.
all a bunch of dumb bitches.
I
all
like
of them.
Frogan. I feel like the Frogan. I feel like the least like sorry for because she was working in public health, if I remember, and then she quit to be a streamer. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
you had a fucking career and you quit to do this so you can beg pay your rent money. You fucking moron.
Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Also, they all turned on Shonda Black once Ethan went ahead and said, I'm suing him too. And then he was like, I can't believe y'all did this to me, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone turned on him. It was so funny.
Oh my God. Poor Ethan Black.
Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
He had the sword with the German symbol. Let me back it up a bit.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like right there.
Anyone? Just wake up.
There it is, baby. There's the
Oh
sword.
my God. Ew, it's so gross. The
Good
whole
job,
thing is
iDubbbz.
so gross. The cringe is off the charts, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Off the charts.
Wake up.
There's how many? 1, 2, 3 in the
The
back.
amount of cringe. I
down there?
don't think we need to see anymore. Like,
Wake up.
No.
Wake up, Ethan.
all right,
I'm not gonna do a react.
okay,
Like, dude, you guys rock. Good job.
sick, love it. This is horrible.
Content,
I
yeah,
love it.
chat.
Top 3 worst Hassan moments is when he said, no, sorry, this is in his top 5. You know, when the 9/11 thing, the old enough to count, old enough to mount, when he kept saying that Russia's not going to invade Ukraine.
Yeah.
When he said the
Jesus
thing
Christ,
about
Hassan, come on.
when he said the thing about like billionaire daughters being SA'd, like it's not real or something like that. And then this is in his top 5 worst moments. Good job, Hassan.
Listen, nobody's told you to wake up, Ethan.
Ooh, yummy. I love Sabramos.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
Wake up.
I never want to see him deep throat a mic ever again as long as I live. That was traumatizing. Okay.
Yeah, look, we're so quirky and funny. Look at us all together. So again, this is
Jesus.
This is everything this is how this all started. Him attacking Ethan, his best friend, who had his back for so long. And let's go and play the first clip here. Well, sorry, the second clip here.
reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, living conditions by...
What's the date here? Okay, fine. Okay.
The state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Okay. This is disingenuous reporting. What is Hassan? He calls himself what? A political streamer.
Right.
What is Ethan? Ethan's an entertainment podcast. What do you like? So to go ahead and make it seem like, oh, he's looking at these stupid dance moves while Hassan is going ahead and looking at real news. Yeah, of course. Then they're going to show another one.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem.
And I will admit, it's a very false comparison. It's an entirely false comparison because their content is deliberately different.
Yeah.
And they came together on a podcast to talk about new stuff and to kind of jab at a few people and whatever with their two different styles. That was the whole point of the Frenemies podcast, right? I think that's what it was called.
Leftovers.
But
Leftovers.
To put it with these timestamps and to say that he's going to take this issue. Listen, I have my own feelings about the Israel-Palestine conflict. There have been debates about it for years, centuries, decades, whatever, right? Like this has been something that has been debated to death for a long time across academic scholars and whatever. But to simplify it to this degree is so lowest common denominator, or as we would say, this is an Anisa move.
It really
this is
an
really
Anisa
the ultimate Anisa move right here.
And one other thing I want to add to this also, I think it's also just because Ethan is somewhat savvy, he does talk about certain things. Like there's been times where he's talked to Hassan and Hassan's been like, you don't support that. He's like, no, I did say I supported that. Like I did say free Palestine. Like what are you talking about?
Right.
And then Hassan goes, well, it's not what you. He's like, I can pull up the clip. And then he goes ahead and just starts grandstanding and yelling. I think even if this is just to go ahead and show that Hassan is also so political savvy because he talks about this stuff on a daily basis, and maybe it's not necessarily a comparison between the two. Cool, but I think you should also show the times that he said outlandish things and he was just blatantly wrong about stuff. There's a reason why Hassan does it on Twitch. One, he's lazy and he doesn't want to get up in the morning and just do it at his house, and he probably makes more money doing it from home than he would at a news station. Two, he would get fact checked hard if he went to a network news station and had to actually go ahead and be on TV and do stuff. He would get fact criticized more than to the extent that he gets. Right now, where he's on Twitch, he's in an percent, and he has a bunch of people that openly agree with what.
The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
It's just eating the toppings. And the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine. We don't expect...
So if it's fine, why are you bitching about
Ethan to be an expert on the topic? Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in...
So when he says cause, I think he's wrong about saying that. I think he is sympathetic to the Israeli and Palestine people. That's what I think. Ethan comes from a perspective of he believes everyone should have their own plot of land. As far as what I'm saying is everyone should have a house, everyone should be able to raise a family and live their life. That's what Ethan believes. I believe the same thing. I think I believe in free will. I think even though I don't like Hassan, even though I don't like Ian, because of things that they said that's super outlandish, I still would never take their right away to go ahead and to buy a house and to live a life that they see fit for themselves and to raise a family and do things whenever they want. Like if they want to decide, I want to travel to Italy, I think you should have the right to do so. I think if you want to own a house and have 2 cars, and do it. If you have the money, you have the means to do so, go ahead and do it. I just think that with what Ian is trying to do is he's trying to make it seem more political rather than it is a more of a morality thing with Ethan. And Ethan has said where he stands politically and where he stands morally. And this is just trying to paint it out that he is this. And this is why this hit piece that he sent to him backfired so badly on Creator Clash.
The IDF, he obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy.
If you listen to Hassan Piker, you're not politically savvy.
They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're going to call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience that Ethan has,
yeah, that's.
We don't want to land on a grenade.
Again, he's trying to paint out something that's
going to be tricky.
Spineless cowards.
Again, like this.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit, and that's showing up right up on Anisa's and iDubbbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed.
The
The
snarky smile that he has at the beginning of this is so disingenuous because he knows that what Ethan said was right. He did see what was happening. He chose not to respond. Him and Anisa chose not to respond.
Is happening. For all you know, I only use the For You tab.
Fuck you and your For You tab.
You know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty.
But he also said that he reached out to you directly and asked for your help to go ahead and say that the allegations made against him were not true. And you chose to go ahead and be a pussy and not say anything about it. And your wife also chose to do the same exact thing. Because why? Because it would go against Hassan. And at the end of the day, guess what, buddy? You're a small fish and he's big fish in a small pond. And you will be replaced.
I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having...
You went to Hassan's house to hold that hilt. Or that sword with the hilt, and team up with everyone that has supported the CPS call, you threw him away.
A parasocial weird crash out.
How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you for the things that you have said and done. And I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to throw someone away because they've had some hard moments. We're all fucking human.
But you decided to throw him away because of your wife. And he has openly supported you. And this is the last clip here.
Fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they have mobilized such an insane harassment.
All right. And that was the last clip. And no, what Ethan is saying is he has supported you. When everyone called you a cuck on the internet, called you a simp, a beta, all those things, he lets you still onto his podcast. when everyone went ahead and shat on Creator Clash 2, he still gave you a platform to go ahead and talk about it. He has been there for you, Dave. When everyone said Anisa is a bitch, she's all he has still been there supporting you day in and day out. And I forgot to dislike it. Bam, there you go. Take that, shove it up. And he has supported you nonstop. And he says, our relationship isn't transactional. It's not about being transactional. No, it's about doing the right fucking thing. And you know the right fucking thing is to go ahead and say, hey, we shouldn't be sending skulls to this guy. We shouldn't be going ahead and harassing someone and calling CPS on his kids. That's absolute insanity. It is nonsense. And anyone that involves kids in petty internet beef is just deranged and needs to be removed from any and all platforms. If Hassan had kids, I wouldn't be like, hey, guys, we should find out what school they go to. Huh? Leave the kids out of it. The sins of our father should not follow us. That is an old saying. Or it's the saying is the sins of our father follow us. That should not be the case. You have a problem with the dad? Take it up with the dad. Leave the kids alone. The kids don't want to have nothing to do with it. They want to just live their life and do what they can. They're kids. Let the kids be kids. It's just, again, complete bullshit that, it wasn't a death threat sending sand. Our silence means nothing. And this relationship was transactional. No, you left your friend out to dry, you piece of shit. But that all these things are excuse me. All these things are the reason why creators. You see the disingenuous behavior from Anisa. You see iDubbbz just not being willing to stand up to her. The way that they've just used people. And speaking of, you went ahead and you had a transaction where you used that boxing coach and his wife to go ahead and to help put on this event. Jackass. Lying bitch. You have something to say, Evan?
Yeah, not like you're in debt before you even hold the event. Not like there's a problem with that. But yeah, well, anyway. Was there anything else, Mitchell, or do you want to move on to sort of the epilogue here of some of the recent stuff that's been popping off lately?
Let's jump into it now. I got nothing else.
All right, we are going to get into it. So first of all, there were many, not a lot, but a fair amount of reactions regarding the cancellation of
You're going to share your screen?
Clash. Sorry?
You're going to share your screen?
Yeah. I'm just building suspense. I'm building up the tension, but I am about to.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
I am about to share my screen. But before we really get into it, Nicholas DeOreo shared a meme on Twitter that I wanted to pull up on the screen. Here's Anisa. She shoots Nathan or Dad right there, and then she goes, "Why did he screw me over?"
It's true. It's true.
It's true. It is true, and he kind of just lays that out there. That's his position. So now we're gonna get to a few tweets that I have brought up. Now, before we really get into it, let me actually share some of the show notes super quick because there are tweets that we have to go over about what Anisa said and what Ethan said because there was a little bit of a spat here and there. So, first up is Anisa said, going to take this opportunity to promote stand up to cancer, Tilt Tiffy link. Money can be raised for charity. So this was sometime after the cancellation. Just for context.
By the way, it's Tiltify.
Oh, Tiltify. Sorry, I can't read. That won't stop me because I can't read. But anyway, Ethan just puts a very simple reply. Nothing controversial, just a very simple, just saying, I'm going to take the opportunity to promote these. That's it. No goof, no troll, just I'm going to promote it. This sounds great. I'm going to do it. And this was, again, after the fact that this got canceled. What happens next? My good friend Anisa the Greasy, like her stinky husband, has blocked me. Her one mistake was keeping me around long enough to see Creator Clash 3 get canceled, which allowed me to throw in some well-deserved roasting. Clearly, you've never been happier, Nisa. I will miss you. That is one of the pettiest freaking things I have ever seen. To have someone who, yes, you have beef with, that's fine, but to have someone who literally said, I am going to promote this, and then she freaking blocks him. It is so uncontroversial what Ethan even said. It's bonkers.
So he put D's, D-E-E-Z.
Right.
I think he was going to say D's nuts.
I thought so too. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But again, if you really read the full context of the tweet, it's just, I'm going to promote these. But he spelled it D-E-Z-Z. So for all we know, it could have gone either way. But I read it as genuine, quite frankly.
Yeah. And again, like Anisa had him unblocked for the longest time. And I think it was because I think she's so stupid and delusional that she thought this event was still going to go on, and she was going to be able to say, see, it still went on, Ethan, bitch.
Well, and at this point,
like,
and just to be clear, they were not affiliated with Creator Clash by the time they got canceled. They had to completely distance themselves away from them because of controversies that were stirring up about Ian and her.
Yep.
But then it gets
he did
canceled,
it in the content deputy.
and that's a whole other thing. And that really mainly has to do with the fact that they kind of ruined it,
Yeah. And again, like this has been there's been controversy at every single event, and it's been because of like actions that they've done.
Right.
If they had like a boxer commit like some sort of controversy, then you can't blame them. But every year there's a controversy, and it's something that they did, kicking Sam Hyde out of the event for no reason. Like, what did Sam Hyde do? Nothing. Right. Okay, kick him out. What? Why? Then they have the Then they have the next year kicking Froggy Fresh out.
Right.
And spending all that money on the Met Gala and everything else, go ahead and turn around and to be $250,000 in the red.
Mm-hmm.
That was insane. And now to this event getting canceled, and it's all just patterns. It's all patterns. And what's the pattern? Well, the pattern is simply this: Anisa's an idiot. She's not that bright, and she thought she was a lot more important than what she actually is. She thought she was the biggest, the baddest, the smartest person in the room. Truth is, she couldn't find her own ass with both hands in a map and a flashlight.
Exactly. So up next is Harley's response to the cancellation. And he writes, people are acting like I'm the CIA and I topple Creator Clash. In reality, I'm more like Richard Jewell, who just pointed out the bombs. So that's a pretty spicy thing to say, especially because he may have more details behind the scenes than we may realize.
I think Dad says in the Lolcow Live that he does have text messages. I want him to release the text messages.
Yep, and he should, to be honest.
I think he should.
I agree. He should release the texts.
But he won't.
No, probably not.
And the reason being is because with it.
Yeah.
He's a grown up. He doesn't want to put up with anyone. He just wants to say, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that's how it should have been. When you look back at everything now, there's patterns to all this madness. We started with Creator Clash 1 talking about what the event was like, how Anisa and iDubbbz went ahead and tried to promote it, try to get everything going. We showed that. We started with their interview and with their what was the other clip that we had? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It started with their interview on H3 where they went ahead and were trying to say, oh, we're trying to do right by our fighters. We're trying to do right by our fighters and make sure that they have everything that they need. Oh, really? Well, now all the fighters just wasted all their time, energy, and effort and money, and now they're screwed over. Are you going to give them money now? Like Keemstar said, Keemstar's 100% right. Are you going to pay them now? You said back in then in Creator Clash 2, the other clip that we paid, iDubbbz, he doesn't care if people make fun of him because his wife does OnlyFans. Okay. So why were you so bent out of shape when Froggy Fresh was making jokes about your wife doing OnlyFans? and working with Sam Hyde, who makes fun of your wife for OnlyFans. Again, if it was in the contract, that's one thing. But if, as Keemstar said, if he's not affecting the event, don't bring him there. As long as he doesn't affect it, I'm fine with it. And Keemstar has the right idea.
Unfortunately, the event was tainted from the start, and that was all. It's an Anisa moment.
It was tainted because it was, and again, Keemstar, got to quote him here. It was never about the charity. It was never about the event. It was only about the two of them. It was about their egos. They thought that they were too big for their britches, and they thought that they were better than everyone.
Exactly.
And Sam Hyde, now you look at iDubbbz now. Where's iDubbbz? He's the laughing stock of the internet right now. Everyone thinks he's an idiot. They think he's still a simp. He's still a beta. He's still a cuck. He's all these things. And what did Sam Hyde say? Laser off the tattoos and get a normal haircut. He needs to get rid of Yoko Ono. Like, that woman is bad for him. You look at it now.
And guess what? It was all true. It was all true.
100% right.
It all came to pass like a prophecy. Sam Hyde, the great god.
The great Sam Hyde. I mean, it's to quote one Craig from the Side Scrollers when he talked about DSP, he told us don't listen to the trolls, but guess what? They were right. So, I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the charity event. I feel bad for Dad. I think out of all of this, the one person I feel the most sad for is Dad.
Yeah.
Because you saw in that one clip, he was so frantic talking about it, and then it cuts.
Yeah.
He really cared. He really cared.
Yeah.
And to me, I haven't been like as loyal to his content, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't watch him as much.
I haven't really watched a lot of it recently either.
I make it more of a point to watch his content because I think honest, hardworking content creators like that deserve that. And Evan,
for a long time, he did kind of like a video game commentary show with one other guy, kind of a Game Grumps-esque, or like a two best friends or whatever that show is called. But I don't know what he does these days. But I knew he had like a podcast or like a video game. Sorry, go ahead.
Show. Night show. He's doing a weekly night show.
Right.
But if you could do me a favor, I'm editing the video tonight, or I'm gonna send you the thumbnail as well. Can you please put Dad and Nathan's channel in the description? That'd be great.
It will be
I
in
think
the
he deserves
description
it.
down below.
I feel genuinely sorry.
Make sure to subscribe to us and to follow us on Spotify. But yes, we will promote Nathan Barnett 100%. We have a couple of more things to get through, and I think that'll do it. Up next, Ludwig, another streamer, responded about the Creator Clash cancellation. And Ethan responded about it in Instagram. This is just a very quick clip. There's a little bit more to it, but this really distills sort of his uncomfortability and frustrations about what happened with Anisa.
Okay. I'm not trying to be controversial here, but I do think iDubbbz posting the content cop was one of the dumbest moves ever. Straight up. That was crazy. I think it was not considerate of how many other people would be dragged into the situation who don't give a fuck and just want to fight. You know, make that video when Creator Clash isn't happening, I would say. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's a big no shit moment.
Big no shit moment, but essentially what he did was he gave a lot of credit to Ethan basically for exposing Anisa and Ian and their sort of shenanigans regarding all of this stuff. So what Ethan said was, "Thank you, Ludwig. I appreciate your willingness to say it like it is. Even if you catch shit for it, you've already defended me more than Ian and Anisa." And I think he may have been a neutral party in all of this, but I think that really goes to show you that a lot more people are speaking out and really expressing their views about it, and just how much of a shit show this really became. Now, the last thing, and this is, and I'm sure there's more to it than this. Anisa actually responded to the. There's a much greater clip to this, so we didn't get the full context necessarily, but she did a 3-part thread to the explanation about what we just saw. Basically, Ludwig just saying that her putting, Ian putting the content cop out about H3 was dumb, and it just really exposed their ass. Here's what Anisa wrote. Okay, I'm just going to come out and clear something up. Ian won't be happy I'm doing this, but I think we need more transparency. Ticket sales were abysmal before the content cop. Promotion wasn't going how we had hoped. Charity wasn't getting the numbers we wanted. We were promised a lot of things. A lot of things didn't happen. I take responsibility for trying to do it again. We shouldn't have, but I think we made the best out of the situation. The charity got $225K, and a lot of that was due to the buzz around Hassan supporting the charity. So that goes to a lot of what you just said earlier about Hassan.
Yeah, I mean, credit. I mean, he did do a live stream to help support the charity, but again, during Creator Clash too, the whole point was they wanted to rub elbows with these people and try to get into that friend group. They don't give a fuck about you. To them, you're just a fucking pawn.
So then she concludes by saying, charity got money. I highly doubt that. The fighters got paid. Highly doubt that. Things didn't work out. That is true. The content cop wasn't some sudden turning point. The interest in Creator Clash 3 was low. Severely doubt that bullshit. Ding, 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 ding. Lie, 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 lie. So there you go.
Well, so I'll say this. I think the reason why it was so fucking low is because of two things. You have a stream, Anisa, and Ian has a YouTube channel. None of those promoted the fucking event.
Exactly.
Even just putting something at the end like, oh, Creator Clash. Like, I mean, Christ almighty. Even like Machinima, back when YouTube first started, like, download our app, machinima.com, and the fucking M would come up. You couldn't do a 1-minute video of like, oh, hey, I'm Ian, come support Creator Clash, tickets in the link in the description, blah, blah, blah. You couldn't do anything like that. You really couldn't do anything like that. No, the turning point wasn't, the turning point was that whole situation. If you had made something that got people on board with your event, guess what? You would have sold tickets, but didn't. You thought, oh, we could do a content cop about anyone, it'll be fine. You made a content cop about Ian, and you shit your pants. Right. You failed. You fucked up. And guess what? At the end of the day, bada boom, you're the dumbest one in the room. How you doing?
Right. But even the fact that she's saying all this just because Ludwig put out his own view and opinion on this, it's again, these people will show you exactly as they are. And she didn't need to respond to him, but she did. And why was it that she responded? I think it's because she knows how inadequate she is, and she has to defend said inadequacy. Because you showed it earlier in the episode. There was a nobody who commented, and she went after the nobody. She is an insecure person, and she wants to attack people who may bring up pretty good points about her insecurity.
Yeah. She's this person in the room. She wants to be the best looking woman in the room. She wants to be the best. Like, she listens to the Pokemon theme and she's like, yeah, it's me and everything. Knitting, cooking.
Catch 'em all. I am the Pokemon master. No, you're not, Nissa. You're just a bum who goes at home and just rants with all your frickin' animal cages all around your chair.
So you're the fisher. You're the fisherman that has 2 magic carps. That's Bow, got him. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just the whole thing is just it's all bullshit. It's all fucking nonsense. I think again, she thought that she was a lot smarter, and the whole internet turned on her, and she's gonna go back to streaming soon. And when she goes back to streaming, if she thinks the internet's gonna forget about this, oh no, no.
The internet has a very long memory, and this is going to taint her image forever.
This is, but not just for like, but this is what I'm saying here. Day one, oh, it's on. That is going to be her. That's going to be her fucking, like, I don't even know, dude. She's gonna stay. That's her, like what Black Friday was in the 2000s. That's what it is. It's gonna be like her. All the trolls showing up, being like the real Ian making content. Fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be her claim to fame. That is her claim to fame, is being a failed boxing promoter.
Quick. Can you steal much? I don't think that's necessarily. I wouldn't call it a claim to fame. This is going to be her like magnum like opus. I think this is going to be the stain on. I think it's similar to like the 911 thing with Hassan Piker that everyone's going to reference. But I think with Hassan, there's other like crazy and more outlandish crazy stuff by the day that people are just tagging on to that list. This was such a major fuck up, and this was just such a major miscalculation on her end, which she doesn't know how to do calculation, to the point that
exactly
it's people are going to reference it. People are like TanaCon. Like TanaCon was another big like mess up.
Yeah,
and it's because Ethan said this. So I don't want to take credit. Ethan said this. Too many for your event, not enough people are going to show up, and he was right. And that's why it is in fact canceled.
Yeah.
It is canceled because, excuse me, can't stand up for himself. He knows in his heart of hearts that he messed things up with Ethan. He made a mistake, and he should have never betrayed his friend. He knows that in his heart of hearts. Anisa's an idiot. She doesn't know anything. And iDubbbz should have taken more control of the event. Or after Creator Clash 2, that failed, they should have never done this event. But she did it because she wanted to go ahead and prove a point that, like, no, I can't go ahead and I can't run this and I can make it work. No, you can't. You can't.
Or better yet,
100%
hire event planners. Do it the right way instead of all this crap all around you.
So this is the thing. They've had these other people who were. They haven't released any names though, so we don't know who it is. Dude's name could be Scott John Dan Steve and Dale D'Antoni, and they had the Creator Clash video where they show those three people there, and it's like, no, like you need, like, they need respectable people. Like you look at Misfits, you look at Jake Paul and his boxing promotion.
Yes.
These are real companies now.
Right.
It's not just like a little, no, you need to be legit about this. And they just thought,
that's
like,
exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Do it the right way. Go the right channels. Don't just pull something out of your ass and think that you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They won't. No.
And they won't. They won't. I think this is dead. I think we will never and I will say,
probably not.
You know, going forward, I think we should both do predictions. I think going forward there will never from an Ian and Anisa. I don't think they will be involved in any way, shape. Her streaming career, this is always going to be something that people reference. They're going to fuck with her and they're going to troll her. And we've already seen how mentally unstable she gets when people fuck with her. And she's crash outs, and it's going to be like Wings of Redemption. When Call of Duty World War II was out, where he was slamming controllers, she's out or trying to act like it doesn't bother her. And when she acts like on stream it doesn't bother her, guess what? She's going to go on Twitter and go on a fucking rampage and tweet. And that's how you know you're bothering her. And if she doesn't have moments on stream, Ian, he's cooked. I think that, you know,
his career is over. That's my prediction about him.
Yeah, I think his career is over. And
washed,
Ethan
completely washed.
Ethan already said he's not done with them. He said he's gonna run them through the mud, and I am praying. I am praying for one thing. Okay, Evan. I'm praying for one thing. H3, please make a content cop. And what I need you to do is I need you to go to Providence, Rhode Island, and I need you to meet up with Sam Hyde. And I need you to go ahead and start running around the room with Sam Hyde's friends and say, wake up, Ian, wake up. And I need you I need you to say, Ian, the stupid bitch is telling you to wake up. I need all of that to happen. Wake up, Ian.
Yeah, right.
You need to do all that stuff with Sam Hyde. And, bro, please, that would be the nail in the coffin. There is no coming back from that. Right here. Phil Burnell, snort. I got the drip. Oh,
praise the sun, in the words of Dark Souls. Praise the sun.
Praise the sun, dude. I need that. I need that in my life.
Yeah.
Your predictions, Evan?
Here is, probably a few of my predictions. I will change one of your predictions, and I will add an alternate to the tail end of it.
Okay.
I think that there is a possibility that we may not see Creative Clash again. I acknowledge it. But if there is a Creative Clash, now there's a couple of different things. There's all these caveats, business deals. You'd have to buy people out. It gets very messy when it comes to nonprofits or when it comes to charities or when it comes to businesses, right? My prediction is this. If there is a Creator Clash again, I actually think, and I don't know if they have any interest in it, but I do think that there will be a group of creators, serious creators, who have been known to actually do a really good job with charity events or just general promotion or whatever. I think that it's going to be a few different types of people. Keemstar may get involved in Creative Clash. I know he has Happy Punch, which is also a boxing, company event thing. But I could see him really putting his hat in the ring in terms of wanting to take over Creative Clash in terms of ownership and in terms of organization. Number 2 is Game Grumps. Aaron and Dan, they may want to fully back this, and in addition to that, they may want to bring in all of their people, all of their connections, and really try to run it the right way, do it the right way. And they know a lot of people. They know a lot of really famous people as well. They've had, they had Ross, they had all sorts of people on their own shows and whatever, right? So they have the connections that they could do it. And I don't know about anybody else necessarily, but these are the two groups of people that I have in mind. Keemstar and the Game Grumps. They could even work together if they thought that they had some kind of mutual interest, and they may want to, figure out how to divvy it up. But I think that if Creative Clash was to come back, someone is going to take it over, and they may actually end up getting it right. But we will see what happens. I hope so. I think it's a really great opportunity and a really great moment. Obviously, I don't know if this was Creator Clash necessarily, but one of the biggest fights was the Wings and Boogie fight. Like that wasn't Creator Clash. I think it was Happy Punch, but
it might have been.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway, but in general, right?
I think that was because it was Keemstar.
Yeah, it was Keemstar, right? So that's what I'm saying is that was a big deal. Like, and I wasn't around when that was happening. I wasn't paying attention to the local live stuff when that was going on.
I watched it live.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it live at the time. But I did know that they were really butting heads. Like, they were really, really mad at each other. And they're like, you know what? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and I'm gonna box you. And then it was successful.
That's the sell tickets. But yeah, it is. It was successful.
It was successful. So, and with Aaron and Dion, like they haven't done boxing promoting necessarily in the same way that Keemstar has. But again, like I said, they've been known to pull strings. They've been known to get the right people and build out their networks, because that's what Game Grumps essentially has become. They created their own sphere, their own network over many years. At this point, it's like 12 or 13 years at this point that Game Grumps has been around. They have a lot of pull. They have a lot of sway. as creators. So we will see what happens, but that is basically my ultimate prediction if Creator Class was to come back.
Yeah, I can see that too. I can see someone buying it out. I mean, but again, only time will tell. Only time will tell. But this has been our longest episode.
But we had a lot to go through.
Yeah, we had to go through so much.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I thought it was so important to talk about the previous events before we talk about this.
No question. Because most people are like, what are you talking about? What is this? We had to lay out the whole lay of the land. The whole.
Well, Slash, I think it's important to point out the pattern. That's the most important thing for me. I think the pattern of like failure and just how they keep fucking this up. But
For real.
I digress. But I got nothing else to say. You got anything else to say?
No, I think we're all cooked out. That Anisa moment.
Yeah, saying I agree. Yeah, we don't want to have an.
We don't have an Anisa moment.
But
ding ding ding.
Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, get the notifications. Also, we have a TikTok. I have one, and then we also have one for the show as well. We're gonna put that in the description as well. Please give us a follow on there as well. And until next time, appreciate everyone listening in. Also, check us out on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. So check us out on there as well. Links for those also in the description also. So again, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, get the notifications. And until next time, everyone, peace out.